boy, do I have a story for you guys. So at 3 a.m. last night, in my hotel room, I'm dreaming, and in my dreams I'm hearing screaming and stuff like that, and I think it had something to do with like being at a water park. It sounded like excitement, commotion. And then I start waking up a little bit, and I realize I'm not dreaming. And then I realize, I'm hearing actual screaming. And I had gone to bed pretty late last night, and I just kind of assumed, maybe it's 7, 8 o'clock. Maybe I'm hearing people scream because it's at a resort. I'm staying at some kind of resort, and maybe people are doing like water park or something like that. And then slowly I'm waking up more and more, and my rationality is actually starting to wake up, and I'm like, no, wait, what's going on? And at that point, like, I pull my phone up, it's 3 o'clock, it's like 3 a.m. And then I'm actually awake enough to be listening to what's going on, and it's two people arguing very loudly. They're screaming at each other, hearing doors open and shut, and then I hear some loud banging, 1, 2, 3, for just like banging over and over again. So I'm like, great, I've been in this situation before. It's a domestic violence incident, a big argument. And this has actually happened to me before at a tournament. I was staying in a hotel and right outside of Chicago a while back. It was at the APP, the same APP where all the furries, they had a furry convention there. That's another good story for another day. But there were two people arguing in the room next to me. I started hearing banging and stuff getting thrown against the wall. So I called the police. And in that scenario, the police came. Guy opens the door, and I'm listening to this conversation through the wall, and he's saying, oh yeah, there's no one with me, there's no woman in this room, right? And the whole time I had been hearing them argue, and I knew that wasn't the case. I knew he was lying to the cops. So then afterwards, the police knocked on my door and talked to me, and I just told them the situation, and at that point there's nothing they could do. They couldn't see her, but that was last time. So this time I'm like, do I call the cops? Do I not call the cops? And I don't know what y'all's opinions are on domestic violence incidents, but I do worry sometimes, like if the argument is not, because domestic violence calls are like the most dangerous calls for police officers to respond to statistically, and like sometimes is the argument going to fizzle out on its own? Is introducing the police going to make it more dangerous for all parties involved? Like, I don't know. But once I hear stuff like I'm talking about last night now, like in this scenario, once you hear like banging and stuff getting, thrown around, at that point for me, it's like, okay, I'm going to have to call the police because somebody could be getting hurt. And also, it was super loud. There's no way that other people weren't hearing it as well, unless I was the only person near them, right? But I'm thinking, surely somebody else has called the police by now, but I'm going to call them anyway. So I actually ended up texting 911 on my phone instead of calling.
Turn right onto South John Young Parkway.
Well, I couldn't tell where it was coming from. Anyways, so it like quiets down a little bit. I see the police. Before that, I saw the guy that was involved, because I recognized his voice. He was still like yelling and mumbling to himself.
South John Young Parkway.
Still yelling and mumbling to himself when he walked out of the room. So I'm looking through the blinds to see the balcony outside, and I saw him walk out of the room and
Continue on South John Young Parkway for 3 miles.
towards the elevator. So anyways, by that time, later the police got there. The 911 dispatcher texts me and says, hey, the police are with them now. And I don't know what they meant by with them, because I never saw the police make contact with that person. But anyways, several police cars came, several officers showed up. And what's interesting is that they knew which door to go to. I didn't tell them what room number it is, because at the time I didn't realize it was the room directly adjacent to me. Anyways, the officers knew what door to went to, so I'm curious if maybe the woman involved called the police herself and told them, or if somebody else in the building, maybe in the room on the other side of them, called and said what room they were in. Because I didn't tell the police the exact room, but they didn't come up and knock on my door or anyone else's door. I heard them knock on the door adjacent to me. And at that point I realized, oh crap, it's the room right next to me. And we're in one of those hotel rooms that has the door in it that, divides the two rooms. Now it has a deadlock on it, right? Or a deadbolt. So it's locked, but, they're literally like if I had the key to that door, I could have walked into their room from my room. So anyways, 4 or 5 a.m. I'm still up. I'm listening to the police in the other room. By this point, they got security to go in the room and check it out. And so I'm hearing them through the door now. And there was no one in the room. So I'm guessing the woman must have left first, and the guy probably went out following her or something like that. Anyways, all this to say, I didn't sleep well last night. I'm just thankful the police came, and I hope and pray that they resolve that situation in a peaceful manner. But it's a little bit nerve-wracking, You don't want to. You hope somebody doesn't just start popping shots through the wall or something like that. That's never a good situation. But it's all training. It's all training for pickleball. You got to put yourself in dangerous environments and scenarios so that your nerves get better, so that you perform well under pressure. So on the way to the site right now, yesterday was pretty cool. The MLP, the courts are hilarious. The courts are painted bright orange.
Turn left onto the Florida 417 Toll North ramp to International Airport.
But to be honest with you guys, I did a poor job of training yesterday. I did not schedule it out. And there's some circumstances where you just can't. Like I worked pretty late yesterday, and then fortunately I got to hit with Paul, so thank you for that.
Turn left onto the Florida 417 Toll North ramp.
But I didn't really get extensive training, which is what I'm looking to do. So I've got someone lined up for today.
Continue on Florida 417 Toll North for 9 miles.
Thankfully, I posted on my story saying, hey, I'm looking for people to hit with while I'm here. So fortunately, I'll have some people to hit with. And then no excuses today. I got to get my work done so I can be focused on training and getting better at pickleball. Atlanta's coming up. It's going to be here before I even know it. And there's a lot of things I want to work on before then. Thank you guys for watching these. By the way, you can get this hoodie at Pickleball Drop Shop. I've had a lot of people say they really like this hoodie. Genuinely, I've heard a lot of people say they like the logo and they like the way this hoodie looks, and it's a good hoodie for me. I like wearing it. So Pickleball Drop Shop, link in bio. And what's gonna happen the rest of the video? I don't know. You guys don't know either. I haven't even watched it yet. I don't even know what's gonna happen. Also, coffee is an anabolic steroid. I've been doing this Rise coffee, and I'm dialed on my coffee. Okay, I don't do it the wrong way. I don't do it with 1,000,000 grams of sugar in it. Actually, I don't do it with any sugar, just black with MCT oil in it. And I never take it after, I say never, very rarely. I don't take it after 2 p.m. because coffee has a long half-life. It'll stay in your system and mess up your sleep. But it is an anabolic steroid in the sense it's performance enhancing. So doing it before a pickleball session or something like that, it will help increase your focus, your alertness. And also, I've found for me personally, it makes me more sociable. So I guess a lot of people, that's probably how it works for everybody. But if I'm anticipating, like I'll have it before I start working for the day at the venue. So when I start interacting with clients and stuff like that, I actually feel like, talking and coming up with creative ideas and stuff like that, because it does not always turn out that way when I don't have some. But I always despise the whole coffee is my life. It's like the people who put coffee in their Instagram bio because it's that important to them. And I'm kind of starting to get it. I don't like saying that, but I'm kind of starting to see where they're coming from, guys. Coffee is really good, and it's more interesting to the palate than a black tea, But I'm not into all this, Starbucks latte stuff. Except for their chai tea latte is pretty good. I was having that, but that's got sugar. We can't do it. But the whole coffee as a personality trait thing, I'm not going there, guys. If I ever do, check me. But coffee is good. Coffee is vindicated. Drink coffee responsibly. Got a short little drilling clip today, and I'm doing a very specific drill because I've been thinking more about my role as a left-handed right-sided player, and I want to get really dialed in the transition zone and hitting third shot drops, because playing with a left-sided player that's a righty, they're used to playing that role, they're used to taking more of that side. So it's really my job just to make sure that if a return's hit to me, I can hit a good third shot and get us into the kitchen. Like, that's basically my entire goal in doubles, is to make that happen, because that's what is going to cause us to win points. And I've also been working on hitting more drives. The game's getting a lot faster. The paddle technology's there. I'm learning that if you can take the ball on the rise, you take time away from your opponents, because they're hitting their return and sprinting into the net. So if you can take that ball on the rise and hit a really effective drive, you either set up a shake and bake for your partner, or you just make it a lot easier for you to get into the kitchen. And then I'm pretty confident at the kitchen. Once we get in there, I can manipulate the ball pretty well. And I generally feel like I hit less of the balls anyway. It's more pressure is on my partner at the kitchen, because the left side player usually kind of dictates the dinking battles, and I just have to worry about countering and making a dink every now and then. But anyways, in this drill, I'm only focusing on the transition zone. I'm working a lot more on that lately. So in this drill clip, I'm just ripping every third that I can and working on my transition on the way in. And then for tomorrow's drilling, I'll be doing more repetition based, seeing how many I can make in a row and so on. But enjoy. Wanted to show my meal prep for the first meal of the day. I'm just really doing 2 meals a day. Got about a pound of ground beef tallow, kraut, some good probiotics, and I've got bacon and eggs down there. So that's gonna be first meal of the day. Eat that around lunchtime. All right, we can start straight on. Are those barefoot shoes? Are they barefoot shoes?
Kinda, they're flush though.
What does that mean? Okay. Missed it. Let's go into it. Yeah. What? Oh yeah. That's out. It's too far over. Sorry. Nice spot. Is that good? You doing? Make it!
Such a good drive.
There you go. Fudge. All right, well, the first shots were good. My drives are good, but I'm failing to follow up with the fifth shot afterwards. Yeah, let's go cross. Go. Got one? Pull it. Yeah. If you're gonna go hard, be hard. What?
I try not to hit it. Sorry. We're moving to that other court. The wind just blows off.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine.
Like every shot.
What are you doing? It's so lazy. Don't be lazy. Come on. Be big. Hey, get in, get in, get in. Come on, if it's low, take 2 steps in. Come on. Not bad. Yeah. Frick. Good shot. You can pull that because I need to be there to cover it. One. I think of one.
Oh, not the bag.
I gotta let the first ones go out, maybe. There you go. Ah, it's too predictable. Oh, my bad. No. I got you square. Ah! That was 11, right?
I thought it was like 9.
Oh, okay.
But I now have us at 9-6.
Okay. I'm not complaining.
Still 9-6.
Oh man. It's a longer distance to the corner there.